Have you, yes you, the player, ever wanted this badge? Well, luckily, since I'm a very original YouTuber and I have nothing else better to do, I'm going to make a guide on how you can easily, in quotation marks, get the certified clown badge. Now, unlike other guides, I'm going to do a unique twist as guide you through a live run of how this badge will probably look like for you, and why that most of the time you just need luck more than anything else to get this badge. So without further ado, let's show you how much luck is involved with this badge and how much you can swing the odds in your favor when getting this badge. The first thing you want to do when loading in is stay inside this black loading screen for about 3 minutes because my game doesn't want to fucking load for whatever reason. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the first thing you want to do when stepping off your lovely transport submarine is get down on both your hands and knees and start praying to whatever god you believe in. And hopefully you'll have some encouragement from your fellow colleagues. Now that you successfully prayed and have the god's blessing in your sight, now the last 10% of this run you can swing into the favor of yourself. Now, 90% of the safe spots while going through your lockerless run will kind of look like this or have some sort of variance of a bigger room. Now, this spot is not safe from Pandemonium itself, but if you go up here, you will be safe from 90% of the threats coming your way, aka the anglers. Now, I will show this in live effect. As you can see, I'm still alive. Now, 90% of the safe rooms of this run is honestly just a bigger room where the hitbox cannot hit you. That in rooms like these where the angler goes in one direction while you can just go in the opposite and stay over here. That's really just about all the run is to it, is honestly just manipulating the rooms to where you can be on the opposite end of where the threat will be, and or be far enough away from the threat that it won't hit you with its hitbox. Also, another example of rooms like these, you can also take a 50-50 gamble of which side the angler will be on. Now, since this is blocked off, you can more than likely be here. And if Pandemonium does come through, it might be a Pandemonium safe spot as well. Now, the anglers probably do work on an X value system, where once X value reaches another value, an angler variant will spawn. This probably significantly increases with each door opened. But as many experienced people know that anglers can spawn, just like that, after opening a door, shortly after, or before. Now with green rooms, these green rooms are usually pretty safe. You can just go on the opposite end of the room once again, and they'll just fly right by you. Going back to Pandemonium and how it probably works, and what safe spots to look out for, it's just rooms that you can break line of sight, and that's it. Normally, I wouldn't worry about Pandemonium until you get to about door 25, where I've actually had him spawn, and it is actually in a video before where he spawned at door 28. But usually any rooms where there's a key card that have rooms you can go into where it does break line of sight. So normally if the lights do flicker and you can be in a spot that does break line of sight, you do want to be there in the off case Pandemonium does spawn. Now that we got a vent rooms are also some of the safest spots you can be in this game. Now how these creatures work is that if there is a vent room like this, they will travel straight until they reach a door at the end of this hallway, kind of like that. Even though there's a chasm right there, there's still a door at the end of this hallway. Well, they will go travel there and then warp to this destination right here. What you want to be during this line is probably be initially at this probably end of the vent while he's going there, and once he's traveling all the way there, you want to go to this side of the vent again, and he will warp there. But overall, those vent rooms are pretty ideal for Pandemonium and every other creature in the game. Unlike office spaces like this, where the room is just not big enough to support not getting hit by anything, nor can it break line of sight. In normal case scenarios, if a threat does spawn, okay, that was unfair. In most case scenarios, if a threat does spawn and you are not in you're not in a safe room, kind of like this room is not safe at all. You normally have about 1 or 2 short rooms or 1 long room you can backtrack in order to get to a safe spot. Also, the up and down variants of these stairs are safe spots from the angler creatures as well. Going back to once again the situation of if the room is big enough, you can just avoid the death box that the creatures have. What the hell is this room? Okay, I've never gotten this room. Note that if someone were to spawn here, this is about counts as 1 long room. So in this situation, since, you know, like coming up against rooms you've never seen or known before, let's pretend like this doesn't have a safe spot. I would have this room and that. Okay, let's have a live situation then. This is what the video is all about. Yep. Even with me knowing what I'm doing and what to look out for, there will still be rooms that I do not know how to handle, and you will not know how to handle as well. Circling back to the beginning of this video, this run is literally 90% luck. Most of this run involves room luck and not creature luck. As long as you get a good room to sit in and hide, it is infinitely better than just praying that no bad creature spawns that you can't deal with. Usually Infestation, unless you're going for the hitless run too, is not an issue. And dark rooms usually aren't an issue until you get them back to back to back to back to back on an itemless run as well. Because obviously seeing what is a safe spot and what isn't is pretty valuable. These rooms are kind of a toss-up. I normally don't like them because they have a very low percentage to spawn a vent you can hide in, but when you do get a vent, it is a Pandemonium safe spot. And you see how I did notice there when I was talking that I noticed that there was not a vent there and the lights flickered, so I went back to a known safe spot that I just seen and hid there. If Pandemonium did spawn, oh well, just an unlucky draw. That's why having luck, that's why if Pandemonium did spawn there, it just would have been unlucky, and that's why having room luck is better than having creature luck. But also do note at the beginning of ends of these like little pipe rooms that do spawn, there is a guaranteed regular safe spot. And sometimes there are fake doors, you just, ignore them. But yeah, if you're just going for lockerless, normally, the run is pretty easy once you do get it with items and everything and whatnot. I think I'm doomed here. Yeah. Most runs, it will end like that, where you just kind of get an unlucky string of rooms and then something spawns. So you have to go and pray that there is a room in the next, that there is a safe spot in the next room that you do go in, but if it's not, whatever, chalk the run, just reset. That is why I've accumulated so many deaths in this game. It's just situations like that, and that's why it will probably take you at least a couple of tries if you are lucky, which is why, once again, having good room luck is better than having good creature luck. Other than that, the run is pretty easy, but once you do get to door 100 and get the crystal, there is a strategy you can usually use online. I watched a video for it too, it's very boring. Where at the checkpoint, there's a guaranteed Pandemonium safe spot. You just wedge yourself between the corner and sit there. What the fuck? Yeah, shit, dude. I didn't even apply the logic there. I knew he would have been. You see, that's why. That's a situation where I could have survived if I actually applied the skill that I do know about this game. I could have hid in that cave system, because I would have known that there's a door there he would have warped to, and he just would have gone to the broken door. That is a niche case scenario where, yes, you can actually apply some skill and some game knowledge to survive that encounter. That I literally explained that in one of the sections of this video. If you are relatively new to the game and just want to try and go for it a little bit, that might be some of your deaths. Even with an experienced player like myself, I'm not, immune to misplays and whatnot. It just happens, Don't get upset that you're not going to get it on your first try. Nobody's going to get it on their first try. Fuck, what was I saying? I think there was something about Pandemonium. Yeah, so I had something planned out, but I did forget. I did forget too. Shit. You can, if there's a threat coming, you can go out here to try and avoid the threat. You will take a little bit of damage, so you will, of course, forfeit the hitless run, but I have survived a threat like that before just by swimming out there and then swimming back. Another situation like this one as well, since it's a wide room, of course, the bigger the room, the better. I'll just sit here and I'll be safe from a threat, unless it's Pandemonium. But yeah, it's rinse and repeat until you get to searchlights. You just do the generators that the searchlights do, and then it's rinse and repeat until you restore 100. There are better guides than I could ever explain out there of how to properly do the last stretch of the game, but also a little bit of game knowledge. If the door is glowing in the dark, you know it's fake. You gotta look for the door that is kind of hidden away, tucked away. A little bit of game knowledge for you there. Okay. I did not know they can go down. More game knowledge. Turrets can look directly down. Yeah, but whenever you do get a turret room, just take your time. There's no rush unless you are getting actively pursued by a monster of some sort. Then in that case, you just kind of have to evade your way through the turrets quickly and get to a safe spot. So yeah, like I keep, getting off track too. Once you reach door 100, there's many guides out there, but basically there's a guaranteed safe spot at the checkpoint. Your first door that you open, you just go back to the safe spot and wait for a threat to come. Once that threat is passed, you open up the second door and walk back to the safe spot. After that, the strategy I use is that you're not going to have enough time once you open the third door to go back to the same safe spot. You're just going to want to hope that either the first or second door that you did open, there is a safe spot there that you can be, at least from anglers. So after that, you're just going to want to pray that one of the many doors that you did open at the end, you can wedge yourself in and it can be safe from at least anglers. See, with a room like this, I just got to pray that this door that I opened, that there's a safe spot. There isn't, oh well, unlucky run. At least it happened at the beginning of the run. Even with 210 deaths, I am not immune to seeing new rooms that I have not encountered before. It happens to everybody, especially if you're, somewhat new to the game, or just, getting, a little bit skilled and want to try and go for it. There's plenty of secret rooms and little Easter eggs in this game. I've not even seen many of the most common runs, like Mindscape. I've yet to get a Mindscape room. I've yet to get a room where there's a gazillion turrets in it, So do keep that in mind too, that if you do see a room that you never have had before, if you have the time, make sure, check it out, that maybe it is a safe spot. If it isn't, oh well. But other than that, I do hope that this did at least maybe could have helped you with some niche case scenarios and or what, give you an insight of what doing the lockless run looks like for most people. And good luck getting this badge, because holy shit, it took me quite a while.